What's up, everybody? It's Johnny Bronto here with HauntScene, and with me, as always, Melissa's not here. It's very sad. Melissa's actually at the team member preview tonight for Halloween Horror Nights, so good for her. Way to be a team member, Melissa Lukac. And so we're going to do the show solo tonight. Thank you for watching America's #1 rated Haunt Chat. You are where you should be here on a Tuesday night at 8 o'clock watching HauntScene live. Without further delay, I'm going to bring on the guests. If you have any questions, it's one big haunt sausage party tonight. Really excited about this. We're going to talk to Courtney and Jimmy, who are in the studio, which is awesome. And we got Courtney McIntyre, Jimmy Castro here from the Nightmare Chamber, yes, which is going to be an exclusive haunted attraction opportunity at Phantasm Orlando the first weekend of October. So we'll go ahead and do the elevator pitch. So both of you, will start with Courtney. Tell us who you are and what you do.
Courtney McIntyre, owned Chamber of Terror for several years, 14, 15-ish years. Started as a home haunter, took it pro, stopped that back in 2019, and opened up my own costume and prop shop, Studio 1031 Concepts. Been doing that, vendor at Transworld, and this opportunity came up and looking to get back into scaring people.
Nice. And then we've got Jimmy, an old friend of mine. We've been friends for years and years. We've been through so much together, Jimmy. So much.
You were there for my first video filming.
I was.
And amazed at what little we had.
That is what impressed me with Oscar. Oh, happy birthday, Oscar. Today's Oscar's birthday. We might see some footage from Oscar today. If you like the intro for HauntScene, and many haunted attractions here in Florida, Oscar, our buddy O.P. Garza, has done amazing works. So we'll see a little bit. But yeah, I was there for that. Yeah, absolutely. Literally an empty building, a couple color lights, and a stretcher. And a couple characters. And he made an amazing trailer for The Neverending Nightmare.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, so we've got stuff to talk about. And we're going to give away a couple tickets a little bit later. We got a weekend pass to the convention, Phantasm, and then we've got a pair of haunt passes to go and check out the Nightmare Chamber, which is going to be exclusive to people that attend Phantasm Orlando. So are you ready to show the things?
Ready to show the stuff.
Bring it.
Yeah, right. Absolutely. So
let's do it. I'm so used to waiting for Melissa to say something. Okay, Melissa, chime in, and she's not here. So all right, here we go. We're going to talk about the things. Nightmare Chamber. I'll have all the social media links and everything up a little bit later. But Nightmare Chamber is a collaboration between Neverending Nightmare Haunted Attraction, which used to be located at the in Coe at the West Oaks Mall. Yep. Pretty awesome. We went a couple of years that they were there. Studio 1031, not Stud 1031. Although it could be, I guess, Stud. Studio 1031 Concepts. If you want to check them out on social media, this is Courtney's company, makes amazing costumes. And phantasmorlando.net. And I know that you're going to have the haunt this one weekend, but we've talked a little bit about a possibility of maybe it being available afterwards. So that could happen. So just because, obviously make plans to come out and check out the haunt when it's available, but you might see some other opportunities pop up afterwards. We'll let you know. All right. So really easy to find. If you want to go and check out the Nightmare Chamber, I'll have the hours and everything here up in a moment. It's at the Rosen Shingle Creek in Orlando, a very nice resort. And be at Phantasm Orlando, right off of I-4, super duper easy to find, kind of by where the convention center is, if you're familiar with that. And if you need the actual address, 9939 Universal Boulevard, Orlando, Florida, 32819. But I gotta ask, how did this come about? How did you end up doing a haunted attraction with Phantasm?
Actually a fan of Phantasm. put something out on Florida Haunt Community, they were looking to do a haunted house at the thing. I touched base with them, went out and met with them, saw the square footage and what we could work with. Super nice guys. They basically rolled out the red carpet for us and liked what we do. Got a hold of Jimmy, figured it was a nice collaboration. We worked together last year on a small thing in Margaritaville, so figured we'd do it again this year and get a little bit bigger and maybe even, turn this into something moving forward.
Very cool. And this is, because this is going to be for a weekend, this is something you have built off-site.
Correct.
It's ready to go. You're going to wheel it in there. And just some basic facts about the haunt. What would you say, like the square footage? How many actors are you going to have?
It's going to be 2,500 square feet and 10 to 12 actors. That'll be inside. Maybe you have a few queue line or something outside for photo ops and things like that as well.
And maybe some guests, scare actors
maybe
as
some
well.
Special guest scare actors.
Yep. And it's not just a haunted attraction for adults. There'll be opportunities for photo ops and some other things. Kids can walk through it as well. So that's pretty neat. That's pretty neat. And there's some other names in the haunt community that might be involved with this as well. So let's take a look at the story. Oh, I don't want to play that one yet. So collaboration, Chamber of Terror, Never Ending Nightmare. I have been to both of these haunts, had a good time. I've been to several iterations of Chamber of Terror and Never Ending Nightmare. So here is the story between or for the haunted attraction at Phantasm, All Hallows Eve tradition. So before I get into the dramatic reading of your description here, one of the things that really made me interested in this was what you're going for, your like concept for this, like the like old school Halloween. So talk about how you decided on that, and go ahead and elaborate.
Yeah, essentially it came from a mask that Courtney had created, and
one mask.
One mask in particular, and there was a couple different versions going around, and he kind of asked for a story about it, and it was basically a mask with the mouth kind of missing and the tongue kind of hanging out. So this is actually a little bit of a story I had in my book of stories that I had, and just kind of changed it up a little bit. But yeah, it was basically inspired by that one mask, and the story of Agatha. She had a different name in my story, and it was truly like bouncing back and forth between Courtney to fine tune things. But it's something that I've had written for quite some time. Yeah, the character was just creepy, and then we actually got a advanced kind of screening of a mask made by a certain company, and
we can't say that, the company.
Of course we can.
Of course we can.
Mortal Mask.
Yeah,
Mortal
love
Mask.
Mortal. Love you, George. If you're watching the show,
Best in the business.
I'm sure that George is watching right now with the rest of his staff. They have weekly HauntScene watch parties, I hear, along with all the other mask companies, CFX, all of them. Yeah.
I don't know if we want to let the cat out of the bag, but there you go. Yeah, absolutely.
We let it all out, Jimmy.
It is the party. It is the party. So yeah, we got to do it.
So we got some people here in the chat. Say hi, everybody. Who we got here? We've got Amanda. We got Mr. Daryl Kirby's watching. He wants to let Courtney know he has a boog in his left nostril. That's his left, not yours. We got Crystal from our friends up at the Kirby Farm Scary Train, which Courtney got to go. We got to check out that last year.
Yeah.
A good time. It was a gnat on his screen, he said. Okay, it was not a bug.
Very good.
So I'm going to go ahead and read the dramatic reading of All Hallows Eve traditions. This is the story of Agatha Grimsley, a lonely widow whose life was stricken by tragedy. On Halloween night in 1979, she took her only child, Cooper, trick-or-treating. That night, as all the children scrambled from house to house, she lost sight of him, calling and yelling out for him in a panic, only to be answered by distant voices muttering the words, "Trick or treat." As the years came and went, Agatha had to live with the pain and grief every year on that fateful night, being unable to bear the pain of the last words she heard Cooper say, "Trick or treat." That simple phrase has now filled Agatha with hatred for all who speak it. Although stories and rumors have surrounded the home for years, Some of the more brave children still knock on her door looking for treats on Halloween night. The townspeople rumor that she captures those children and cuts out their tongues so they can never again repeat the painful phrase that burns her soul, trick or treat. The Nightmare Chamber is a fully interactive, one-of-a-kind haunt experience that is not for the faint of heart. All right. So to me, that screams vintage Halloween, right? 1979, good times. One of the really neat things, I've gotten a couple previews of some of the props that are going to be at the Nightmare Chamber this year because I ended up finding them at antique stores and getting them to Courtney, so that worked out really well. So we're talking like old school blow molds, all that stuff. You're going to see all kinds of crazy stuff, even a little like, that one right there. So I love the story. I love the setting of it. Very, very good. Well written. Easy to read.
Thank you.
No offense to a lot of the haunt description writers, but sometimes they're hard to verbalize. But talk about that. Because I know both of you love horror, you love Halloween and all that. So talk about the evolution of the story. Like, you've got the story, you've got this classic Halloween thing. I think this probably has some sort of personal thing with you. Like, when you were a little kid, you were lost. Somebody cut your tongue out, Jimmy.
They did.
Okay, I don't know.
And magically it was sewn back on.
It's crazy.
It's
the magic of modern technology.
Modern technology, yes.
Very cool. So talk about the story, because this is something that you had previously written,
right,
and you're adapting it for this new location here. But in your head, did you have any like concept art or anything like that you guys were kicking back and forth?
No, we just started basically brainstorming what we wanted to do. Costume ideas, started Googling 60s, 70s costumes, as far as that all that stuff's creepy anyway from way back then. And we decided we wanted to do a female icon character instead of a male, like 90% of most attractions. Figured we'd give it a different twist and a little bit more creepy vibe over scariness. So, she's definitely gonna. My persona ever was Zelda, is like Zelda off of the original Pet Sematary, the sister that was locked up in the, just something really creepy like that kind of, gives you like, little goosebumps when she talks and stuff. So that was my take on it. And then I wanted to do the old school, so we both thought it was a great idea. So everything you're going to see in the house is, to that era. You're not going to see in Cooper's room or something. You're not going to see a Wade Boggs poster that was in the 80s when this is dated back to the 70s.
No Xboxes.
No Xboxes, nothing like that. Yeah, so all to the air.
Very cool. That's always good, like stepping into another time frame. Obviously the 80s are huge right now. Everybody's into the 80s with Stranger Things and everything, but this is the late 70s. This is when I was born. I was born in 1978. And so I remember being a very little kid in this kind of time frame, growing up in the more early 80s. But yeah. So the Nightmare Chamber is a fully interactive, one-of-a-kind haunt experience that is not for the faint of heart. So let's talk about the interactive element to it. So you walk through a haunt, and things jump out and they get you. What are the interactive elements that are going to be in addition to that?
You're definitely going to get that at this haunt, but the interactive part that we discussed at length is pretty much going to be interaction. You're going to have to answer back to Agatha when you finally do see her. The people who are popping out at you aren't just going to ask for help and pop back into their little hole in the wall. They're going to pursue you and come after you. We have the advantage of not having a conga line going through, so it's just going to be you and your group going through. So we're really going to more, immerse into that storyline.
Groups may be split up along the way.
Ooh,
I like that. Play it by ear.
Yeah,
maybe one person in the group might be held back.
That's always fun. We'll just leave Melissa behind, or Lily, or Tyler. I have an internal list of who's expendable with HauntScene, so I'll let you know.
We'll take the list.
Yeah, just take them all. Tyler just disappears, and then he's just there forever. But that sounds awesome. And now there are going to be some other experiences, like an escape game. I believe you're going to have like a coffin simulator, Buried Alive, which are a lot of fun if you've never done them. Even if you're claustrophobic, they're not that bad. I'm super duper claustrophobic. I did the double one at Transworld, and it was a pretty good time. And I know with your haunt, you're going to do time ticketing, so no conga line. So you're going to have, and from our conversations earlier, it seems like you're going to have a good buffer in between groups. Like, it's not going to be that 30-second go, bump into the people in front of you, people behind you bump into you because they're running through the haunt, that kind of thing. It seems like you're going to have you're almost going to have like the whole haunt to yourself based on the group. So, was that part of the design decision? Like when you're like, I need to space people out?
Correct. Like I said, so with the interactive part, you don't want one of the actors interacting with a group, and then next thing you know, here comes another group behind them, and he or she's got to, shoo them away really quick to get them to the next scene, and then reset, and kind of like ruins it for the group behind them. So yeah, you'll never run into a group, and a group will never run into you.
Oh, I wish it was that way for every haunt, because that from an immersion standpoint, because I'd love to just be immersed in every haunted attraction that we get a chance to go to. The biggest immersion breaker is running into the group in front of you, or having somebody go so fast behind you because they're so scared that they're bumping into you.
That's why the actors are pretty much kind of take control to do that particular thing. From both of our haunts, we're getting pretty much like top actor, top talent to come in for it. So that's going to be
the top picks in the haunt draft.
Yeah, exactly.
That's awesome.
And then as far as like the escape room is actually going to mirror the haunt. The escape room, you're actually going to be in Agatha's bedroom, and you broke in and you're looking for her straight razor that she uses to cut kids' tongues out. And you have 10 minutes before she gets there. So that's going to be basically that's the setting with the escape room. And again, we're working with Oscar. Happy birthday again, Oscar. He's working with us on getting that set up as far as like how the game works, and we're doing scenic with some help, some special friends here in Central Florida, and hopefully it'll be a big success.
Nice. We have a clip. Good transition there, Courtney. Let's go ahead and show our first clip here. This one is going to be Oscar, and let's go ahead and play the Nightmare Chamber clip. That's so good. God, you're so good, Oscar. Why are you so good? Happy birthday again. So that is the clip to set up the haunt. And if you weren't excited about going to the Nightmare Chamber, you should be now. We're going to talk a little bit more about the convention in a moment. We've also got another clip for that. But you know what? If you go back and watch that, you see clips of the original Neverending Nightmare location. You see the Chamber of Terror when it was on the American Victory in Tampa. You see the Chamber of Terror Goons and Grease Paint in what city was that in?
It was in Tampa.
That was in Tampa? Yep. So you can kind of see all of these different iterations of different concepts and things, but it's always been a good time. Every time we've gone out to anything that Courtney or Jimmy have done, we've always had an absolute blast, and I can imagine this won't be any different. How does the coffin simulator work? Is that just something you buy, you rent?
Actually, it's a friend of ours owns it. And,
cool.
Setting it up, and it's basically the same thing as you would see out in Old Town. For people that don't know about it, you get into it, it's like a 2 to 3 minute experience. It shimmies when like dirt's being thrown on you. You have scents and People actually outside can watch you on a video screen, can actually watch your reactions inside to everything. And then you can also buy the video if you like.
Oh, cool.
And then on top of that, a death certificate. So, location, time of death, everything like that. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, that's awesome. All right, so let's take a look at there's Agatha. So loving the mask right there. Apparently my dog just woke up. Agatha Grimsley, and this mask is an immortal mask here, and it is super duper. What's up, buddy?
Hey, okay.
Who's gonna be on the show?
You said there was some special guests coming.
Yeah, there we go.
There
a special. Okay, well, I mean, I should put him in the other chair. All right, well, there's my cute dog Oogie, so he'll hang out for a little bit. Getting some compliments on the trailer there, so thank you, Mr. Shooter Mike. And Oogie, what are you doing? What are you doing, buddy? All right, so here are the hours. So you're going to want to pay attention to the hours. This is all on the PhantasmOrlando.net website. This is going to be located in Gatlin, A1. This is kind of at the back of the convention area at the Rosen Shingle Creek. Friday, there are going to be time slots here. Now, you can buy tickets at the door, but you're going to want to buy them online in advance to make sure that you reserve your time slot, because there is a strong possibility of multiple windows selling out. And then on Saturday, this is where we get into all kinds of stuff here. It seems like it's going to be a very long day for both of you. You've got the haunt. You got a kids walkthrough. You've got the ability to rent space. If you're a cosplayer, you're going to the horror convention, you can get all those really cool backdrops. And a lights on tour, and then the haunt, different windows there. And then Sunday, you're doing a lights out version of this from 11:30 to 12:30, and then 1:30 to 2:30.
Correct.
So what... lights out haunts are awesome, and they're terrifying. What kind of... how are you doing the lights out for your haunt?
Basically, again, same thing. Small groups, might even limit it to even smaller groups. We're looking for during regular tours six or less. So maybe with the lights on tour, we'll do 4 or less. Every group's going to have 1 flashlight, and still same interaction. Maybe changing it up a little bit that way. Some candles, very very mild lighting. But
love it.
Other than that,
Oogie will be there kissing you.
Other than that, it's it's just another experience if you're there for the weekend. You went through once or twice. It's just a different element to come back through it again.
Nice, very cool. All right, I am going to switch over here to this one here. So the admission to the haunt does require admission to Phantasm. So if you want information about buying like a weekend pass to Phantasm or the individual days to Phantasm, go to the PhantasmOrlando.net website. You'll have all the prices there. But they've got different packages here specifically for the haunt in mind. $10 entry, $5 re-entry. Seems like a really good deal. You can also buy a weekend pass 3 times per day. Save some money there if you're going to do it multiple times. VIP hotel guests, they get a 1 free entry with paid entry, so a free re-entry.
Re-entry, correct.
Yep. Lights out, $8. $5 lights on tour. Walk through the whole thing. Now on the lights on tour, you're gonna be able to take pictures.
Yep, correct.
Okay. Very cool. $2 per kid Scooby-Doo haunt. Adults free with kids. Lights on. Actors won't scare. So it'll be like a toned down version for the little ones. Cosplayer photo shoot, $25, max 6 per group within a 20-minute time frame. There aren't a lot of slots for that, so make sure that you set that up ahead of time.
Yeah, I think 2 of them are already booked up as well, so
okay.
I think there's only like 4 or 5 left.
So get on it. And a 10-minute escape room, $7 per person or $25 per group, max of 5. Last ride burial simulator, $10, $5 for the video, and a death certificate, $20 for both. So there are combinations of things that you can buy. If you go to the PhantasmOrlando.net website, you'll see the Nightmare Chamber link in the Things to Do section, and you can get all the information there if you want to see it again. Really excited about that. I'm going to have to put him away.
The best co-host ever.
Yeah, I know, right? Awesome. So we're going to go ahead and talk about Phantasm here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my dog away real quick, but we have a little clip that we're going to play to kind of intro the convention itself here. So let me go ahead and fire up this clip.
This is also exclusive. This is the first time it's being shown.
Oh, that's right. HauntScene exclusive. So this is the first time this is being shown. I don't think this is going to be released anywhere for a moment. So very, very cool. Well, let's go ahead and play this clip. There might be a little bit of a delay. I'm going to put my dog Oogie away, but we're going to go ahead and show a little preview of the convention.
Horror lovers, mark your calendars for the coolest convention this side of the grave. October 1st through the 3rd, Phantasm returns to Orlando with horror celebrities, loads of shows, contests, and much more. Join us at the largest hotel in Orlando, the Rosen Shingle Creek, for a fun, horror-filled weekend at the most terrifying convention ever. Visit the rows of vendors, traverse an original haunted house, and test your wits in an all-new escape room. Check out the website for all the gory details and grab your tickets today at phantasmorlando.net.
It would probably help if I unmuted myself. We made it back. That's going to be a little preview of the convention itself. And so with Phantasm, I know that you've gotten a little bit more involved on the convention side of things with promoting that in addition to your haunt. Let's go ahead and talk about some of the guests and things that are going to be there. This is not everybody, because there are a ton of guests at Fantasm Orlando this year. But here's some of the bigger names you might recognize. Bailing, probably saying that wrong, who was in The Crow. She's in a bunch of movies. Hot. Sorry. And then we've got really cool. We've got Nick Castle. Nick Castle, the original Shape, the original Michael Myers, and I think that's somebody that Jimmy's looking forward to meeting there. That is a living legend, and he's also in the new Halloween movies.
Cameo appearance.
Yeah.
And then just today they just added the little Michael.
Oh yeah, that's cool. So they're going to have all the Michaels. Well, not all the Michaels, but they're going to have like the little boy Michael from the original 1970s film, Nick Castle, who was the original Shape in Halloween, and then James Jude Courtney, who is going to be your modern like Halloween, not the remake, but the continuation, and then the Halloween Kills and the Halloween Ends movies right there, James Jude Courtney. And then obviously Tom Atkins, super duper epic here, because Halloween 3 has become like such a huge cult movie. And that's really cool, because Halloween 3 for the longest time didn't get any love. Now everybody loves it. And I definitely can see some Halloween 3 type things in the haunt, which would be kind of cool.
And we're actually doing, away from the haunt, we're actually going to be doing a photo op as well. Halloween 3 photo op, and some Halloween original 78 and the new ones photo ops as well.
Very cool.
So,
is this going to be with the
that's just going to be throughout the convention.
Okay.
Yep, just throughout.
Cool. So they'll be there. You can just walk up, take a photo op.
Right.
Very cool. That's neat. So go and get your picture taken with some Halloween goodness. Yeah, get your Halloween on. Literally. All right, and just a couple things, because there are all kinds of events. This was me just like taking one little slice of it. There was a lot to cover with Phantasm Orlando, so I just picked some of the things. Like they're going to have a Rocky Horror Picture Tribute type thing. Faces of Phantasm. They're going to have a couple different burlesque shows there, so you can get your Bill and Ted's Excellent Halloween Burlesque Adventure, 18 and up. I wouldn't think of that combination, but here we are. The Kilted Creature, which is an awesome thing, like the Gillman from the Creature from the Black Lagoon, on bagpipes. Like it's just it's exactly what it says. It's really, really cool right there. And then these are some of our friends. So these are some friends of the show. Obviously, we know Scott Fenster. He's been on Face Off. He used to do makeup and things at the Shallow Grave when it was open here in Winter Haven. Good friend of ours. Super duper nice guy. Super duper talented. Oh, there's Zombie Ted.
Yeah, might even see the Walking Ted there.
The Walking Ted. Nice. Yeah. All right. I didn't notice that in the original picture. So you'll see all the guests and everything at the website here. But that's really cool. Have you ever either of you ever done anything with Scott?
No, just a small collaboration when I worked the Christmas haunt at the Shallow Grave that year.
That's right.
As the evil Santa.
That's right. In the baby in the trash can.
Yeah. That's how.
Epic.
For some reason, that's how I'm recognized with a lot of stuff as the Santa that slam dunked the baby in the trash can.
I mean, some haunts you see different things, and you had to be there.
I don't know who made that silicone baby, but they need to get 5-star reviews. That thing held up nice. 20, probably 25, 30 slam dunks an hour, and for 3 days straight, it was definitely durable.
Yeah,
I think it was Buddy Lee.
So Scott, it got me a little off topic now. All I can see is a infant baby being slammed into a trash can.
By Courtney McIntyre.
That was fresh.
Santa. It was
that was
Santa. It wasn't
Santa.
It wasn't Courtney McIntyre.
freshly birthed from a zombie. That's right. I can remember the smell of that scene. That was pretty epic. Anyway, Scott will be there, so that's cool. And then Owl going back, who I finally got a chance to meet at MegaCon here recently. So he used to be the caretaker of the Greenwood Cemetery in Orlando. It's got all kinds of stories. He was on a paranormal panel at MegaCon, writes all kinds of horror stories, is involved in a lot of different things. So you can go and meet Owl. I'm going to try to get Owl on the show next year. Super duper nice guy, really cool to talk to. So he'll be there. And then we have our friends, and these are our friends, but people we've had on the show. So if you watch HauntScene live before, you'll recognize some of these folks. Earlier this year, we had Purple Nightshade Productions, Delicate Flower, who is awesome and unique, and you should definitely be following them on social media and following her on social media. But this is going to be a very interesting, definitely different type of burlesque variety type show. Good times all around. Can't wait to see that live. I would expect this to be like super duper gory and just it's horror-esque. It's horror burlesque. So this is going to be a really good time. Have you ever had a chance to see any of their shows?
I haven't.
I have. Yeah.
You have?
Absolutely, yeah.
Is it awesome?
It's awesome.
Yes.
It's great. Yeah, I'm pretty excited for it.
Very cool. So they're going to be there. And Jackie Sonnenberg, a friend of ours, also used to be a character at the Shallow Grave back in the day. Famous author. She'll be there, I would imagine, in character. Here are some of our other characters. She's got a new one where she dresses up like a dog, and it's awesome. So she'll be there. I got to get Jackie back on the show next year as well. So we got Jackie, Mark Muncy, who's awesome. Mark Muncy writes the eerie Florida, freaky Florida type books. So if you need like the Bible of spooky stuff and where to go and visit that in Florida and beyond, Mark Muncy will be there. He was also on the paranormal panel at MegaCon. Very cool. Had him on the show a little while ago.
Home Haunter.
Yeah, he did Hellview Cemetery, yeah. Which apparently was pretty epic because he got shut down or something, yeah. So that's pretty cool. And then we've got Grimlife Collective. So we've got Michael and Jessica right here. We had them on the show. Very nice folks. One of my favorite shows that I've ever done. Really excited about that. Really cool. They travel to all kinds of like historic locations, whether that be like true crime or movie or serial killer or grave sites or whatever. So they're really neat. They've been everywhere. So definitely get a chance to meet them there.
Tom Savini episode was awesome. I loved it.
I need to meet Tom. Cool. I've actually met Tom Savini in passing, like as like one of like a fanboy. I was like, hey, he had no line at another convention. I was like, hey, I just want to meet you. Hi, what's it?
He's like $20, please.
Yeah, send me an invoice later. Yeah, so them, and then obviously our really good friends from Phantasmagoria. Really excited about this. They're going to be doing another version of, I believe, of the Dark Carnival. So this is kind of kicking off their October of Amazingness. Cannot say enough nice things about Phantasmagoria. They've become really, really good friends of us personally and with the show. So yeah. So that's who we've got kind of lined up here. But this is just scratching the surface of all the folks that are going to be at Phantasmagoria. Phantasm Orlando, not Phantasm Goria. Yeah. So they're going to be awesome. They're going to be there. Really excited about that. And I think it's time. I think it's time to give away a pair of tickets to the haunt, to the convention. And the weekend passes for Fantasm Orlando, and then a pair of passes for the Nightmare Chamber. All right, what do we got here? We got Shooter Mike here. Scott is an amazing sculptor. He was awesome on Face Off. Alex is in here. They really liked the video. Awesome. The volume was too low. Hopefully I turned that up enough. So here's how we're going to do this. We're going to do another keyword. And the first person to type in this keyword spelled correctly on my screen, which I have right here, when somebody types this in, you will be the winner of these passes. And Courtney and Jimmy, how are they going to get the passes from you?
They'll both be at the will call for Phantasm.
Okay.
And then just come to our table, our booth right out front of the haunt for the haunt passes.
Awesome. So easy peasy. They'll be waiting for you right there at the convention. So are you ready? I forgot what the keyword is.
How did you forget what the keyword
I'm
is?
just kidding. I've got it on the next slide. All right. Ready to do this. This was part of the story of Agatha Grimsley. If you remember what her son's name was, it was Cooper. So the first person to type in the word Cooper here in the chat is going to win the tickets. So I will watch the chat here. First person to type in Cooper. Dun, dun, dun. I wish I had like game show music right now. And Mr. Brad Acevedo is going to win the passes. Hey, Brad. Brad and Amanda are the ones that are also writing the book for Sir Henry's Haunted Trail. Get it on Amazon now. You can do that. So, Brad, just like we said earlier, the tickets will be waiting for you at Will Call. And if you have any questions, reach out through their social media. And you should be good to go. Jonathan, Crystal, other Jonathan. We got Amanda says Cooper. All right, close enough. But no, Brad is going to be the winner. Congratulations, Brad. You are awesome. Thank you so much for supporting the show, supporting a local convention, and supporting a local business. So that's going to be that. That's awesome. Congrats. All right, so if you want to follow the Nightmare Chamber on social media, you can go to phantasmorlando.net. It's linked off of that. If you go to facebook.com/the Nightmare Chamber, you can also follow them there. And you're on Instagram? Maybe I'm crazy.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, if you just look up the Nightmare Chamber on Instagram, you can also find it. Here is the number. Here is their email. If you have any questions, get a hold of them there. That was the email that I saw on the website. So even though it says Chamber of Terror, it still goes to you.
So we just never changed it.
Yeah. Cooper is super duper. Yes, Amanda. Yes. Awesome. I'm pretty sure Brad will probably be taking Amanda, but maybe not. I don't know. Very cool. All right. Well, so Nightmare Chamber. All right. So we've covered the haunt. We've covered the convention. And now it's just time, because we've got some extra time, to just BS and talk about haunts.
Let's do it.
Because
good.
That's what three strapping young men want to talk about on a show on Tuesday.
Absolutely.
All right, so we have been to many haunts, all of us. We were just talking about some of them earlier. So we'll do this. Let's go and talk about a couple haunts that are out of state that maybe you've experienced that you think that people must do. So, Courtney, go ahead and go start.
Must do 13th gate for sure.
Oh.
But my favorite is Haunted Hoochie, but that's not a must do for everybody. That might turn some people off. But if you're into like the Rob Zombie movies and really want to get a bang for your buck, and
you got some thick skin.
Yeah, you got some thick skin, and you don't mind being touched and grabbed, and Haunted Hoochie is my all-time favorite. But yeah, if you're in Chicago or in the Chicago area, 13th Gate is definitely top 3.
13th Gate in Louisiana or Hell's Gate?
I'm sorry.
Hell's Gate.
Hell's Gate.
There we go.
Apologies.
That's okay.
Hell's Gate in Chicago. Yes.
Yeah, because I was going to say, because we have 13th Gate on the
Which I
docket
heard
for
is amazing as well.
our trip. Yeah, exactly. We've heard it.
Yeah.
But all of us actually got to do Hell's Gate a couple of years ago at the Midwest Haunters Convention
Correct.
on the bus tour, and it was epic.
Yeah.
I mean, it was.
I was shocked at how good it was.
Yeah, we've got really good stuff here in Florida, but we don't have anything like that. Like it was insane. It's like a trail. It's in like an old rock quarry they walk you through, and then you turn a corner, and it's just this huge warehouse mansion thing. They had brought in like a gazillion scare actors. The detail's amazing. It was really, really, really good. Jimmy.
I'm going to have to go with my home city of Chicago, and sadly, it's going to be their last year, Statesville Haunted Prison.
Yeah.
John the Flamboy, one of the first major haunts I've ever been to, so it's near and dear to my heart. Scenic design was awesome. Scares were always there. Sickest stuff you've ever seen in the middle of the prison.
Who also owns Hell's Gate, right?
Yes, so he actually took that over, and that's his baby now. And yeah, I'm sad to see Statesville go, but
I am too, because I don't think I'm ever going to be able to see that.
Oh,
we got a question on the website. Okay, there it is, phantasmorlando.net, or find them on Facebook or find them on Instagram. There you go, Jonathan Adam Lane. Yeah, so Haunted Hoochie. Let's talk about Haunted Hoochie for a moment.
Haven't been to Haunted Hoochie.
So when we started off, Melissa and I, it was like season 3, season 4, season 5, kind of in our early days. All I would hear from my friends in the haunt industry, whether it be Courtney or Bradley Bays or Joe Phillips or whatever, gotta do Hoochie, gotta do Hoochie. Ronnie Fox would say that, like, Hoochie, Hoochie. So to me, it became like the Haunter's Haunt. Like, if you want to be legit Johnny Bronto from HauntScene, you need to go and check out Haunted Hoochie. And Melissa and I did. It's in Pascagoula, Ohio, and it is pretty epic. It's a really good haunt, but they're really it's really, really good haunt, but they definitely try to get under your skin with the things that they play on a projector and their show. It's super duper violent and amazing. And I think other than the touching thing, I'm pretty sure there's something that will probably tip off some of your fears in the haunt. And the way that we always describe it, and you can probably chime in with this one, is a normal haunt you walk through at your own pace, and you're not really taking your time, but you can take in the whole ambiance of the whole thing. Haunted Hoochie, it's a blur. It's just like, there's the guy, he's doing something with the chicken. There's a guy, he's shooting himself in the head. It's just insane, and you kind of feel like you're run through like cattle. Like, it feels like it's more akin to like a amusement park ride. It's like watching a horror movie on fast forward. Yes. So, and there's just so many crazy little elements in there that you probably need to do it more than once if you can handle it. But it's got like a plane crashing, and it's got like go-go dancers and people hanging from hooks. It's just insane. So if you're ever curious, go and look up the Haunted Hoochie website. It's going to have some craziness on there. It reminded me, it's very, like Courtney said, very Rob Zombie-ish. And the plane crash you talked about, it's not like, you go to some haunts, you see like a plane, like somebody made a plane or bought like a little Siesta that's buried into the ground or whatever, where it looks like, no, you physically go on like a 747, like Boeing 747, and it's moving and shaking, and like the oxygen masks are down. It's so intense and it's so real. Like, you physically feel like you're on a plane crash. Like, there's no other way to describe it. Like, anything you see in a movie, it's just like that. Yeah. It's not like you're just walking by something. It's physically you're immersed in it. Yes. Yeah, I've become really good at like describing haunts. Haunted Hoochie's like hard to describe. Yeah. It just is. It's just crazy. If you happen to be in the area, like I said, Pascagoula, Ohio. Ohio's a really vibrant haunt scene. There's all kinds of stuff. Dent Schoolhouse, Hallows, all kinds of stuff. Very good. But yeah, put it on your list. It's I feel like we went So maybe that's what made me cool with everybody, I guess. If you want to be cool in the haunt industry, at least check out that haunt once.
So what about Florida? What's your number one Florida?
Oh, man, always people do
Not
this.
currently, like all time since you've been doing this.
I mean, how do you touch anything other than the shallow grave? You know, like
It's there.
you know, the fear of missing out. If you never got a chance to do the shallow grave, the Joe Phillips' show in Winter Haven, there's just been nothing. There was nothing like it at the time it was operating, and there's been nothing like it since. You know, there are really, really good haunts here in Florida, but the shallow grave was an experience. Yeah.
Just on a scenic design level and as a design period, I mean, it was just a masterpiece. Everywhere you looked, there was something. Everything meant something. Yeah.
It was you know, I think all of us have probably given Joe crap about being like super detailed. Like every little bolt and everything, it was like perfect, even if the show lighting wouldn't show it. They did the Fear Market a couple of years ago. They did the lights on tours. And we're like, I was in like the mortuary. I'm like, I didn't even notice half this stuff, you know, but because you see the dark and the show lighting and everything. But man, it was.
I mean, he was just so detail oriented. Like his main character Thaddeus.
Yep.
He had him as a certain height and things like that, and he wouldn't even allow certain actors to be Thaddeus throughout the house because they didn't fit the height requirement. Just, you know, like you said, just attention to detail, everything like that. It was second to none. I mean,
So
people
good.
talk. You know, I see a lot of people mention the detail of HHN and things like that, and I personally think Joe pushed the envelope and was better than that.
Yeah, I think that's serving two different audiences.
Yeah.
You know, like you've got your people that want to walk through the movies and walk through the theme park attraction, that kind of thing. But as far as like being a hardcore, super detailed, super violent, get you haunt, is Shallow Grave definitely was set. Check that box. Yeah, I remember going. I will admit, one of the main reasons why we do HauntScene is because of the Shallow Grave. Because we obviously started off as a Halloween Horror Nights nerd. Love you, HHN. And but when I started to understand that there were other haunts out there that gave you different experiences that didn't always feel, you know, the safe in the realm of being in a theme park. When we found out that there were these other haunts out there, that's really what opened our eyes, and that's actually why we do what we do. So yeah.
Yeah, I went there in 2014, and Joe invited us out. We were in Lakeland doing Lakeland Zombie Fest, talking about that and getting ready to do that. And Joe invited us out, and I made me want to be a better haunt person. I mean, he just upped the bar so much from what I've seen in any other independent haunt in Florida, and a lot of credit to a lot of stuff that I've done and tried to improve on. Thanks to Joe.
Yeah, we just had a little blip in my internet connection, so I think we're still recording. It says live and interrupted. We're gonna keep going. You guys are still good. I don't know. We're still recording. I think we're good. This is just kind of weird. Anywho, so I think we're back. Yeah, we're back now. We're good. Okay. I don't know what happened there, but maybe the internet gods were like, you can't talk about the Shallow Grave, and then they came down on us all right there.
What haunt are you looking
Joe
for?
interrupted us.
Yeah, Joe.
Yeah, Joe hacked my stream.
He sure did.
What haunt am I looking forward to this year?
Yeah.
Man, you always put me on the spot.
The
with
Nightmare
this.
Chamber.
All of them, obviously.
Yeah, besides the Nightmare Chamber.
Besides the Nightmare Chamber. If I had to pick another one besides the Nightmare Chamber. Oh, man.
Not to put you on the one you haven't seen, so you're not going back and talking about something you've already been to.
I mean, we've done multiple haunts here in Florida for multiple years. God, there's so many good ones. And every haunt here in Florida is such a different thing, There's a lot of diversity here. I can't pick one. I'm really looking forward to going back to South Florida. I think that a lot of that it's because they weren't open last year. So Enigma, Fright Nights, really looking forward to that. Really looking forward to... I'm looking forward to the new Howl-O-Scream in Orlando, just to be something new. I love haunts, but I love doing new stuff. I look forward to getting out of the state. North Florida, Kirby Farm, 13th floor. I just gotta say them all. Come on, you're right. I can't just pick one. But I love everything. Sir Henry's, obviously. South Florida, down there. We're doing some new ones down there this year. So there's something for everybody. You just got to get out there and do the stuff. Yeah. All right, somebody's asking me where it's at. I don't know if you were talking about this. The haunt here, in case you want to see it again. If you're not sure about where the Nightmare Chamber is, it's very easy to find. Just look for the Rosen Shingle Creek Resort. Very nice resort here in Orlando. Slightly east of I-4 and 528. Super duper easy to find. Kind of in the SeaWorld Universal area type thing. So if you need to find it, it will be right there. Awesome.
It is literally the biggest thing.
There's like 5 restaurants, 3 pools. If you're staying there, to go to the convention, they have like a 24-hour convenience store, and it's not like a little small thing that's the size of here. It's literally it's like a Wawa or something. It's huge.
Oh,
and
very
they sell
cool.
wine and beer and stuff like that. The good thing is, with I don't think we touched on it, but with the convention, if you're staying at the hotel, you have there's going to be perks for the convention as well.
Oh,
also
very cool.
free on-site parking if you're staying at the hotel to the convention and things like that.
Very nice.
So,
yeah,
hotel guests and VIPs are going to get some certain
perks.
Yeah, so if you're looking to make a weekend of it, obviously along with the Nightmare Chamber, which you can do during the day or at night, there will also be some other haunted attractions and things that you can check out in the area if you want to. We'll be really busy that weekend, so we'll be hanging out with you guys, and then I think that's the weekend that a Petrified Forest opens up and some other ones, so we'll be doing some haunts. Nice. So are you two going to be able to go out and do any other haunts this year?
Yeah. I'm taking a trip to California, so I'll go see Halloween Horror Nights out there.
Nice.
Going out
Jealous.
there for Monster Palooza, or I guess it's Son of Monster Palooza. Yeah, same thing to me. But going out there, hanging out with my buddies at Immortal Mask, and finally get to check out their shop, and also going to make a trip probably to see Netherworld and Aatrox. I know that's on your list.
Yep.
So Paul Johnson, he's became a good friend of mine over the last couple of years, and go check out his show.
Nice. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to Aatrox and Netherworld. Yeah.
Yeah, we talked about Netherworld, so hopefully maybe get out there. And little spoiler for everybody back home, might be coming home to come see Statesville's last year. So
I want to find a way to get up there.
Definitely say hi to John. And,
I just hear it's epic.
And check it out for the last time. And
I'll have to make a trip out there. I've never seen it. So.
I know.
Yeah.
If I can fly in on a weekend, our schedule lightens up a little bit towards the end of October. Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. And we have a Portillo's right here.
Know,
you have a Portillo's in Tampa.
I know, but it's
in the water.
It's the same, but it's not the same. I mean, it's the nostalgia of Portillo's in Chicago.
I will admit, the Portillo's that I had at the Midwest Horrors Convention was amazing, and the one I've gone to here and the one in Tampa, it's still good. It's good. Really good. It's just there's something a little bit different about it.
It's the water.
It's the water.
It's the Chicago
Isn't that what they say about the pizza in New York?
New York
the
pizza and stuff, I guess. I don't know.
All right. Speaking of food, Crystal says guacamole at the Mexican restaurant at the Rosen Shingle Creek is amazing. I had a quesadilla there last week at the Florida Realtor Convention, and it was really good.
There's a burger place.
Yep.
There's a Mexican place, like sushi. There's a bar. There's if you're staying there, there's like a breakfast and lunch, like not cafeteria, but like the hotel restaurant. There's a lot to do there. Like a buffet,
and then yep. Oh yeah, that's right. The store, the store you're talking about, the convenience store
downstairs. Yep.
They've got like all kinds of other types of food, like pizza and that kind of thing you can grab on the go.
Hot dogs on the go.
Really good stuff. So yeah, awesome. All right, well it is 8:55. We're gonna start to wrap this up a little bit. Any shout outs? Anything that you would want to? Anybody you want to say hi to, Jimmy?
Yeah, absolutely. I have to say hi to two of my oldest team members, Greco, who you know very well, and Mike, my lighting technician, who's been there since day one, Rick, my business partner, his lovely family, and Mom. I know my mom is watching.
Aw, your mom's watching?
I hope so.
If she's watching, she should hit that like or heart button, because I will invite her to
I'll
like
be
HauntScene.
surprised if she's even knows how to hit
That's
a button
fine.
on her. But I'll be surprised if she's even watching. But in any case, yeah, just my oldest and dearest friends in my little haunt community here.
Very cool. Yeah, Courtney.
My wife, Alyssa, she puts up with me through the haunt stuff and the costumes. And this isn't like most people think this is like a month or 2 month thing. Like this is year round for me. So she deals with all that. She'll put on a costume and take pictures for me for my company. If I need her at the haunt, she'll leave the ticket booth and go throw on a costume and a mask. And she wears silicone masks, which I know a lot of females out there don't. Lance, my buddy Lance Stafowski, he's going to be a big part of this haunt, and
Nice.
my good friend Mike Hyos has been helping out a lot with this as well on the back end. So it's going to be a fun time, and I appreciate all them.
Very cool.
Oh, and then Oscar, his birthday.
Oscar,
We got to throw Oscar one more shout out.
Yeah.
He's been incredible with helping out with this and working with Next to Nothing. Obviously, because it's a modular haunt, so he's done a great job with pushing out the promos, and we're actually going to be doing one next week. So maybe we'll get it out to Johnny first before we release it. We'll give you a day
Nice.
before to release it.
Yeah, awesome.
And then
Hey.
Agatha wanted to give you one of her precious gifts.
Oh, let me see. Look at that. The magic of live television. Oh, look at that. A bloody barber's knife right here.
Her weapon of choice.
Oh, very, very, very neat. So I will display this with love along with you got something
Yeah,
right here.
that's-
This is what you always bring me bloody weapons every time you come on the studio.
Studio
So
1031's first prop right there.
So if you want a bowling pin bloody thing covered in permablood, you can do that right there. Put that back where it needs to go. Awesome. But thank you for this. This is really
No
cool.
problem.
Very cool. Very nice. I like it when people bring things because then I can put them in the studio. Very
I don't even
nice.
have one of them.
One last shout out. I want to give one more shout out to Oscar. Happy birthday, buddy. Oscar has almost single-handedly, with him and what he does with Patrick, he's raised the profile of haunted attractions in Florida. So obviously I appreciate that very much for what we do here at HauntScene, but really having these really cool trailers and having all this stuff, having our intro, he's done such a really good job to raise the profile and legitimize and put a better spotlight on all the haunted attractions here. So good job, buddy. Keep doing it. Awesome. All right, 8:58. So you guys hang out. You're not going anywhere. I'm going to do a couple things to say goodbye to everybody. Thank you so much for watching the show tonight. I appreciate it. And like I said, Melissa's at the Halloween Horror Nights team preview, which is where we'll be on this weekend. And that's going to be our next show, actually, on Tuesday. No, Thursday. Yes, this week we're doing our Halloween Horror Nights preview. So she'll have already been there and she can spoil the whole thing. We'll try not to be super spoilery. And then the following Tuesday, we will do our first impressions of Halloween Horror Nights, and we'll talk about all that stuff. I want to thank our Patreon supporters, John Sebastian Lavelle, Crystal Lavelle, and Daniel Shreve. Thank you so much for supporting HauntScene on Patreon. All of that goes back into the show. And if you want to follow us and support us, patreon.com/HauntScene. And last but not least, here's our social media information. If you are not already following us on social media, or if you want to visit our haunt directory, we keep a updated haunt directory on HauntScene.com for Florida. Instagram.com/HauntScene, Facebook.com/HauntScene, HauntScene on Twitter and TikTok. Email us, watch a video, subscribe to us on YouTube, and then usually we put out the podcast either the same day or the next day on all major podcast platforms. So that's going to be it for me, and that's going to be it for this big old haunt sausage party. So thank you guys
Thanks for having us.
for all the things, and let's go ahead and shut this down. So till next time, spook easy, happy haunting, do all the haunt things, do all the spooky things, and we will see you at the next show. So have a good night, everybody. Appreciate you, and bye-bye.
Give me some treats.